Welcome to the Hire Sale Podcast. My name is Pete Gilfillan. I'm always here with my business partner, Nat Truitt, and we're all about helping people become better business people or just become business people. Good morning, Sean, our producer. How are you, man?
Oh, I get to talk today. Wow.
You get to talk today. Nat is on sabbatical. So how are we doing today?
We're doing good.
Yes, right? So I got to tell you, I'm done. I'm done. You know why I'm done?
No, why are you done, Pete?
I am sick of the Chicago winters, right? So I've decided I need to become a snowbird. I can't take this stuff anymore. All this snow, this cold, all that kind of stuff. I'm done. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to go to Florida in a couple of weeks just to escape all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy weather.
Are you going to take your kids with you or leave them behind?
Oh, no. No. I thought only old people go down to Florida, but anyways, no. But yeah, we're excited to get out of here and get away from the snow after all these snowstorms and this cold weather. So I'm super excited today. I have a very special guest, and he is changing the world, and I think solving a need that is can continue to grow. So today I'm excited to have David Giacobbo. I'm excited to have David Giacobbo. With us. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Pete. How are you today?
Well, good. But I'm done with this cold weather. I just, I don't know about you, but winters is just too much for me.
Right. Yeah. Now this weather's crazy right now. Where I'm at, it's 50. It's going to be 20 tomorrow. So, it's insane, but kind of just got to take it as it comes. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, David, you are the founder of One You Love Homecare, and I wanted to spend some time talking to you because I think you've built an incredible business model, and really about helping people that need assistance in their homes from a standpoint. So, and I'm familiar with the service. My great aunt who lives in Minnesota, I lived in Illinois. She needed extra help. I couldn't provide it for her. Other people couldn't, relatives. And so I had to hire somebody, but it was really hard to get somebody to help her. And so I know the need for it. And so my first question for you is, how did you come up with the idea, One You Love Homecare?
Sure. Yeah. So I've always been in the senior care industry since 1991, and I kind of consider myself a little bit of an entrepreneur. I start businesses from scratch. I used to build them up, and then I would sell them off. And unfortunately, a personal tragedy with both of my grandparents has led me to where I am today. And what had happened is my grandfather, we had placed him in a nursing home. And in a nursing home, they line you up, say 10, 12 individuals, and you sit in front of a nurse's station all day. He was active. He wanted to get up. He wanted to walk around. But unfortunately, they decided they were going to restrain him and put him in a seatbelt. So unfortunately, the one day as he went to get up, stand up, go for a walk, he was restrained. The wheelchair flips. He fell with it. Unfortunately, he broke his neck and passed away right there on the spot. And that was only, unfortunately, the first part of the tragedy. Second part had to do with my grandmother, who was 93 years of age. And even to this day, I said she probably would have lived to be 100. She was on no medicine, didn't suffer from dementia, Alzheimer's, or anything like that. She was just aging. So we decided, instead of putting her in a nursing home, we're going to make her live with my mother. And I hired just a local home care agency in the area to provide care, just to give my mother a break throughout the week. And the only thing the caregiver wanted to do was watch Jerry Springer and text on the phone all day. And my grandmother was about 5 feet away from her on the commode. And as she's going to get up, caregiver wasn't even looking at her, is down, texting on the phone, playing. My grandmother stands, loses her balance. She falls, commode falls on top of her. She breaks her hip, developed pneumonia, and died within 3 weeks. And that's when I said it kind of took me out of retirement. I've researched this business, and my main focus was basically to educate people on what they should expect from a home care agency and do it the right way.
Yeah.
That was my goal, and that's what I did.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandparents. That's crazy.
Mhm.
As we talk about this though, this is going to be a growing issue for many people. I mean, when I think about the demographics, isn't there like it's an incredible number of people turning 65 as we go forward. So tell me a little bit about this huge industry that continues to explode.
Yeah, the industry itself is, it's over 10,000 people every day are turning over 65 years of age. And, and even more, what's happening is back in the day before COVID even started, and this number is even higher, but AARP had did a study and said that 89% of all Americans want to be in the privacy of their own home and age in their own home. And studies even show doing that for patients that have dementia and Alzheimer is definitely better for them instead of putting them into a new environment. There's a lot of confusion going on and a lot of depression. And basically, it's their way of basically deteriorating and dying more rapidly and faster, unfortunately. So, but this business is definitely a business that's getting even stronger. And unfortunately, we all know we're dealing with COVID right now. COVID even changed this dynamic even more because now I have clients who are coming to me directly out of hospitals because they don't want to send their mother or father into rehab facilities or skilled nursing facilities because now they're being held hostage. I had clients calling me saying, I know you guys are considered essential personnel. Can you send a caregiver in there to be my eyes and ears so that we can see what's going on with my mother or father? So, unfortunately, we're dealing with it from the pandemic side, but it definitely makes this business even stronger in the future as well.
Yeah, sure. So the demographics are growing, and the best I can tell is that with the way in which so many people are turning 65, and as a country, a lot of times we don't live around our loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have this problem that's getting bigger from the standpoint of just helping people. A lot of families are having to struggle with it. And so as we look at it, I believe there's no way supply keeps up with demand. All right. So there's lots of companies that play in this space. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk a little bit about One You Love. Right. One You Love is in an industry where, again, there's lots of demand, as we've talked about. There's a lot of franchises that play in the space. But as you developed One You Love, what makes it special or separates it from the other companies that play in the space?
Sure, and that's a great point, Pete, because I knew I was the new player. When I started and I was approved to start going out there franchising, I knew I needed to have a differentiator because why is someone going to want to deal with David from One You Love Homecare as a new guy when, there's many other companies that are out there that have 500, 600, thousands locations, right? But in this business, especially in my territory, there's over 35 competitors that I deal with every day. And there's enough business going for everyone. But really, what do? We would go in there and say, hey, I'm David from One You Love Home Care. I got the best caregivers. Please use me. And you would be Pete from Pete's Home Care saying, hey, I got the best caregivers. Use me. Sure. But it wasn't a differentiator. What we did is we developed our own technology, which is known as One You Love Mobile, which is our own proprietary technology dealing with seniors that not only that are aging, but also ones that have dementia and Alzheimer's. And my main reason why I did this is because I was the primary caregiver for my father-in-law who suffered from deterioration of the brain. And what that was he had dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson all in one. Oh. And, I noticed, my whole thing is I knew I couldn't come up with, a cause or a something that was going to help him, to cure his illness. But I wanted to give him a better quality of life during that time because it would be easy for me to let him sit in a corner and deteriorate and that's it. But no, he became my best friend over these 2-year period from 2014 to 2016, where I took him and I used to do different things with him that used to help him to kind of bring him out of that fog that he was in, where he would talk with me intelligently, would conversate and different things. And that's where we came with One You Love Mobile, which is our proprietary technology, which has the backing of a physician, as well as Dan Katz, who's our internet consultant. And we developed this and we're taking this to the next level.
So is that mobile technology is to help with cognitive skills? So
that
kind
is
of exercises correct. You do? Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. this platform, is it on how do you use it? Is it like on a tablet, or how do you kind of bring this to your customers?
That is correct. So what we do, and I learned a lot from not only when my grandmother had the care in the home, because like I told you, that caregiver, she would just basically come in, sit my grandmother in front of a TV and sit there all day. And when I talked to my grandmother, I say, hey, grandma, what did the caregiver do with you today? She just said, we watched this crazy show, and I didn't get anything. I didn't know what was done. The only thing I knew was I got a bill once a week that I had to pay for. That was it. So what we do, and what Apple allows us to do, is we take Apple's iPads and we are able to wipe them completely clean. And we make them specifically for One You Love Home Care. So when we get a client, we put an iPad into their home. Now we put our own home care software that we use in there, so that this way allows the caregivers to log in and log out and gives them the care plans. But also we have our One You Love mobile. And what this is activities that we do with the clients throughout the day. And the nice thing about this is when we do all these activities with them, it is being logged into our back end office, where we provide a report every Saturday, goes out to all the family members of this client, so they can see what's being done with their mother or their father. They can see how these activities are benefiting with them, how they're scoring. And then during that, what we do is we're able to do it on the fly. Whereas if we see a patient who's struggling with these activities, we can actually make the device be a little bit easier for them, because when you're dealing with patients that have dementia and Alzheimer's, you don't want them to get agitated or aggravated in any way. So we are able to pick this up through our proprietary technology that we developed in order to do this. And this is a nice thing, and it's basically, it keeps all of our clients in tune with what's going on with mom or dad.
Okay, so you developed a partnership with Apple. You have this iPad. And this iPad, do you leave it in my mom's home?
It stays in your mom's home, right on the kitchen counter. So this way, when the caregiver comes in, they use that and they log in.
Okay, so they log in, and my understanding is that when they log in, that starts kind of the billing for how much they're going to charge, right? It starts the billing for the provider from a standpoint there stuff, and then tell me a little bit about, because I believe there is what they call the family room, right? So I can literally go in, and when the caregiver is at my mom's house, I can look in there and it's telling me exactly what that caregiver is doing and how it's going. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, that's through our mobile app that we have, through our home care software that we're using, and allows them, when they log in, let's say, for example, my caregiver, Valerie, has to wash Miss Smith today, right? Valerie's going to check off, I didn't watch Miss Smith, and she'll make a note, she was feeling a little under the weather. Well, the kids who live in Florida, but mom lives in New Jersey, they go into our family room, or family portal, as we call it. They can see what's being done and say, hey, look, mom didn't get washed today. So what does she do? First, she's going to call up the mother and say, Mom, I understand you didn't feel good. What's going on? But also, she can leave a note for Valerie when she comes in tomorrow and says, hey, Valerie, when you're going to get in, please make sure you wash mom if she's feeling better, because my brother's going to pick her up and maybe take her out to lunch today or something.
Yeah, sure.
It's that constant communication, and that's what I want to hold accountability.
So communications and transparency, right? So you know exactly what they're doing. And then I love the weekend report, right? How the week went. So that separates you from others. And certainly the cognitive exercises is part of your software, your app. That's great. One of the things I always like to find out is that, from your standpoint, let's now you've developed this. So how many franchisees do you have now, either opened or under development?
So we have 20 franchisees with 30 locations out there.
That's awesome. Congratulations on your success.
Thank
you. As you start thinking about franchisees and you're bringing on new franchisees, what are you looking for in a franchise partner, a franchisee?
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody who's going to be involved. And, I was always brought up, anything worth having is going to take hard work, right? So I busted my butt, to get to the point to where I am today. And that's what I think. So I'm looking for somebody that just has that passion. I don't want them to do things for the money. I was always taught by my father, he said, the best gift I'm ever going to give you is an education. It's up to you to do something with it, right? And he also said, find something you're passionate about and just do it because you enjoy it. If you find that path, you're also going to be successful and the money will follow for you. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some owners that are going to be involved in the business where they want to get involved in, and because it's the whole thing too. When the owner's not there, everybody's going to play. The caregiver, the workers aren't going to do what they're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of the avenue and what I'm looking for in a franchisee to come on board and do.
Yeah. So it's somebody that, one, wants to make a difference, make an impact,
Correct.
right? And number two, wants to be engaged in the process of helping these families and helping these wonderful people. That makes sense. Makes good. You're a seasoned business person. You've built businesses and stuff like that. So when we think about somebody becoming an entrepreneur, what characteristics would be important for somebody to have to become a business owner?
We go through a whole training and onboarding process with them. And, we're not, we have people that have some sales experience, have a healthcare background. So we have a lot of individuals that are coming from the corporate world that basically it's time for them to leave, and they basically want to come out there and control their destiny. So for me, it's not somebody that has to have these types of background. It could be the average Joe that's out there, but we will go through that whole onboarding process and train them to do it. And that's also one of the things that I do. I believe in being very hands-on. I was always hands-on with any business that I had. And even from the franchise side, it's very easy for me to have my employees and manage all these individuals. But I actually am on part of the onboarding process. I do the sales and marketing piece with them. And I have calls with my franchisees on a weekly basis that we go through and I let them know what's going on. Because to me, failure for me is not an option. I want to see everybody succeed and be as profitable as they possibly can. And it's only going to be great for the brand. So that's what I bring to the table here, especially as far as that I'm involved in every step of the way. I'm not that, it's basically easy for me to sit behind a desk, let's put it that way. But
yeah, so it's people that want to learn, that are going to follow a process. And what you provide is the process, but more importantly, is the support behind it. So that's
exactly it.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and that's
great.
What's nice, especially with our model. Listen, I made the mistakes, and I know what it is. And, like I had one of my first franchisees that came on board. He said, what was the biggest mistake you made in this business? The biggest mistake is when I started doing sales, the first 6 months, I was going on the wrong people. So that's why, you want to have somebody that has the knowledge that can help and guide you, because we made the mistakes. You're not going to make those mistakes. And that's what we do here.
Yeah, no, that's great. All right. What's the best advice somebody's ever given you? Best piece of advice?
I'm going to go back to what I just said about my father. It was the same exact thing as, the best gift I'm going to give you is an education. I have 3 boys. I have a 16, a 19, and a 22-year-old. and I tell them the same thing. They're all in private school. And they look at me and say, why would you do this? And I says, you're going to look back and you're going to thank me. I said, because I didn't understand why my father was doing what he did. But now when I look back at it, I know why he did it. I said, so the best gift here is an education. You guys run with it, but also do something that you want to do. Don't do it just because the money's there. Do it because you're passionate about it. And that's how you're going to be successful.
Well, I hope you're right on that education, because I'm putting 4 kids through college, and it's, it's a very expensive proposition, but I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I always like to get or find new books. So here's my question. What is your favorite book?
My favorite book, I'm going to say it's The Millionaire Next Door. Okay. It's one of my favorite books. And the reason why is it's the gentleman who had a simple life. Okay. And to me, I believe in a simple life. I have a bachelor's in accounting. I'm very anal about expenses to begin with. And that's why I'm able to do the type of numbers that I do because of that. And I think when you keep things simple, there you go. With today's world, it's just crazy. These cell phones and everything else that these kids have. I try to keep things simple for my kids as well. And I think The Millionaire Next Door was the best book that I ever read.
Yeah, it's an exceptional book. And I liked it. It's just kind of living a normal life, right? You don't have to be extravagant and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, David, congratulations on creating an exceptional business, a franchise opportunity for many people that want to make an impact in the world, want to help all these wonderful families and these individuals that just need a little extra help. And I love what you've done with technology
Thank you.
to make it transparent and, basically that communication. So congratulations and thank you for joining us today.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me as well.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to the Hire Yourself podcast. For more resources, check out our website at hireyourself.com. And remember to subscribe to this podcast to receive each episode. Please leave us a rating, and we'd love to hear your feedback or suggestions for topics.